right, here we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That shit's all the way over here. That's the end of the show. Hey, back again. This is Champ. Team Players United. Finally made it home for the day. It's extremely cold outside. Even in Georgia, it's cold. Hey, subject for the day. By the way, if you guys like some of the commentary that I'm giving on certain subjects, please give me a like. Subscribe to the channel. All the information will be there. It will roll across the screen here in a moment. Once I get everything situated, you should be able to see everything that you need. Give me a like. And let me know what you think. And give me your opinions of some of the things I'm talking about. I know I might miss. I don't know everything. So I never claim to. So some of the things you guys might be able to add to it, and it actually helps out some of our younger drivers out there to help get them the momentum, the ball rolling. Subject for today, I've got a lot of questions about this here, especially through Facebook. You'd be amazed if you guys actually do it. I never really did do Facebook. Really been into it because of the businesses I'm in now. And I see brokers and dispatchers and new drivers that starting up companies, and some of the questions that they come up with it's all based around getting the momentum going, and starting a company or getting lanes situated, because that's basically what it's all about, getting your lanes and having a happy driver, and getting out there and being able to produce. So creating lanes. And a lot of you dispatchers and brokers really need to take heed. I feel like a lot of us drivers, like you guys that are dispatching and are brokers, you've never been on the front field, on the front line. Getting on the front line will give you a whole different outlook of what we look for, when it comes to dealing with brokers and dispatchers. Because, to each his own, everyone's not, truthful in how they get down, and that's what keeps us separated. But for new drivers and dispatchers and brokers, creating lanes is a fundamental to creating lanes. It's primarily simple, to tell you the truth. When I got started, I turned around and I jumped in there, and I had this one particular broker that dealt with me all the time. And this particular broker had a lane that was going to Virginia. And I bit off that. I took that lane there, and as I rolled with it, every Wednesday, she had this particular lane for me. So I kept doing it. And what I come to realize, every Wednesday, that particular route was going to be there. So I had to create a route coming back. A lot of people either like vertical or horizontal lanes, up and down or side to side. What I actually put together, and after over time, was a triangle, if you will. I'm in the South, mind you. So I'm in Georgia, and I would turn around and take that particular lane going up out to Virginia. I would catch something coming back over to like either Ohio or Indiana, and I would drop back down to Georgia. So as I kept doing that, I come to find out the lane became more dedicated. I was like, okay, I actually found the combination to this particular setup I got going on here. But to give it to you in layman's terms, it's all about communication. You got to have a good communication with that company, that broker, and that dispatcher, and vice versa. You guys really have to sit back and communicate. I don't know what in the hell be going on with these brokers, but they don't communicate with each other. Maybe something dealing with from company to company, but you guys sit back and have a beer or something. Maybe I can put something together. But great communication is key. And when you're trying to find us create a lane, take, for example, me being here in Georgia, you would turn around and find something that was going to, like, I'm going to take Virginia. I'm going to take the same route that I actually presented to you guys. You find that lane, and when you talk to that broker or that company, you want to find out how many they're running per day, per week. Once you find out exactly what's going on with them, and you can actually show and prove that you actually that guy or that gal that can actually produce and get that actual particular run there on time now, you can lock that actual route down. Now, here we are in Virginia. It's like, okay, we could come back down, but like I said, I would do triangles. I would find me a run coming from Virginia and run that bad boy back over to Ohio or Indiana. And then from there, same questions with whoever you're dealing with. How many a day? How many a week? And you try to go ahead and time these things. You try to get something that's actually suitable and situated for what you're trying to do. And when you get over to Indiana, Ohio, you're trying to drop back down. Same scenario. You're going to, how many you got a day? How many you got a week? Now, it's going to take you a minute to go ahead and set this up together, because you as the driver, or you as the small company, or you as the broker who actually got someone that's actually running this route, you have to assure us that you have it there. But anywho, you have to turn around and stay on that lane. Stay on that lane for about a good 2-3 months, so you know you got it unlocked and everything is solid. What I mean by solid, the timing for the pickup, the drops, the communication you have with the forklift driver, the dispatcher on their end, whoever's in logistics. When you get that communication down and you know exactly, they know you by the name when you walk through that door, that's a lane that you would sell. What I mean by selling, you will put an ad in the paper, because you have to know all the ins and outs of that lane. Minus the fuel, minus the insurance, anything they may come across when it comes to even DOT that's sitting out the scales. When you have that lane down to a science, you can actually post that lane as a lane that makes X, Y, and Z as far as financial gain for the driver. And when you have that down to a science, and you actually know what that lane will bring in, and the person is actually sitting there looking for a lane such as that, you can sell it to them. And I don't mean sell it to him as far as you will make money off of it, especially if he's working for you. I mean, sell it to him mentally, that this is the lane for you. This is your lane. And as far as a small company, small companies, what's the going rate now? 15%? I mean, let's be real. I mean, some people do 20, 25, but we got to offer a lot. I mean, come on now. We just came off ground floor. So you know how it is when we try to get beat up. So let's not beat up the next man. 15% is very reasonable. Some people do 20%, but a lot of stuff comes out of that. When you take it, especially if you're a small company and I bring somebody onto my company, they got insurance. I got them a fuel card. Let's go over a little short list. When it comes to charging such high amounts, I hear some brokers talking about or dispatchers. Oh my goodness, the dispatchers, man, they sell some outlandish BS. I charge 20% for my services because I make sure that the driver has good loads. It's like, come on, stop. 20%. What you need to be given, you need to, help this brother be able to, or the sister find, have a fuel card situated, have mechanics on hand. As a small company, this is what we do. When a driver logs on to us, we already got a fuel card for him. We already got a trailer set up on the side. That's not even ours. We got a hookup. That trailer fee comes out of his pay, of course. But in the same token, we got that set up for him. So his trailer is on deck. His parking is on deck. All this comes out of that fee that you're talking about, that 20, 25% that some of you dispatchers say I charge for finding loads. That 20, 25% is got parking, insurance, fuel card. Well, minus the fuel. The fuel is theirs. But you see what I'm going with that. There's a lot that comes with that 20, 25%. That's why we charge 15%. You get your deductions of your insurance, your trailer fees, your fuel, all these your deductions. And at the end of the day, how much is that lane bringing to the table? That's what that driver wants to know. How much is that lane bringing to the table? So once you can actually bring that to the table, and he knows exactly what his paycheck looks like at the end of the week, now you talking. You can't just come up, oh, I can find you a lane. Look, you know what, dispatchers, I'm not finna even get on you like that right now. Back to what I was talking about. creating these lanes. When you create a lane, a dedicated lane such as that, that's what you're looking for. And small companies, when you're trying to come up and you're trying to bring other drivers on, and you're trying to get that momentum started, you got to get out there. You got to get out there, start those lanes, get them situated so you can actually mentally sell this to this driver that this is the lane for you. This can happen in any state. You can actually run a lane coming out of Kansas. I'm just throwing states out here for real. Let me just do Texas. Say you don't even have a driver over there. Say somebody over in Texas is trying to log on to a company, but you happen to have a lane coming out of Texas, going into Oklahoma, shooting over to Missouri, coming back down to Alabama, coming back over to Texas. Now you create a square, which I've done that before too. But if you can create that lane by running it yourself first, and get that driver back to Texas, that driver's going to thank you for it. And actually, at the same time, see if you can find a trailer over there for them. Everybody knows somebody. Like I said, it's about communication. I'm just trying to aid and say this is how smooth rhythm goes when you're trying to create momentum and get these guys out here and aid and assist them to make this money. Besides that, we'll talk more about rules and regulations and pre-trips and post-trips, because that's very important too, because a lot of guys don't like running with too many guys, especially when you start out, because they will mess up your SAC score. Believe me, I've been there, done that. But also in finding these loads, even when creating routes, keeping them loads up under 35,000 pounds. That's a key. That's a must. We try to find stuff 15, 18,000, 20, 25,000. There's going to be a 35 here and there. Only time you're going to find a load of 44,000 pounds, that's because we're trying to get you to the money on the other end. You know what I'm saying? Get you to the money on the other end. You might find a load that's so daggone heavy and it's probably only running 150 miles. It's like, look, I got to get you over here because I got a load over here paying $285 a mile. And it might run a 400 miles going one way, But in the same token, you got to think, that's why I say it's really important for dispatchers and brokers to get on front line or just get in our shoes. That way you can understand exactly what we're looking for. And that's, when you get a dedicated lane, we're dedicated to stay with you. But giving the driver everything he got coming, especially with the layovers and stuff like that, you really got to get that money over to that driver, make that driver happy. A happy driver's going to make a happy pocket when it comes to that company, that broker, that dispatcher. And stop the line. Please stop the line. The line is not going to help nobody. All it's going to do is make me turn around and say, you. I'm not going to deal with you no more. Because if I get over there to that dock door and that joker closed by the time I get there, I ain't even open yet. And I done wasted all my time trying to get over there to it when I could have went over here and got something to eat, took a shower, chilled out, and you didn't rush me to get over to a location. And I find out that I'm sitting over here for 2-3 hours when I could have been up the street somewhere, but now I'm already clocked in. Well, I'm docked in, and I'm behind a gate where I can't leave. Man, listen, that's strike one. We need to know the times of what's going on, when we can get in there, when we get out of there. I do understand there's drivers that turn around and push that to the limit, to the point where they end up being late. They're down the street. Like, how the hell did you end up late? Because they knew the time was 3 o'clock and they pushed it to 3 o'clock. So I do understand that when you find that type of driver, yeah, he about to get it, because I'm going to send your butt over there 2 hours early and you can be sitting there asking me why. And this is why, because you've been late each and every time, and I will start deducting you if you keep continually being late. But it goes right, rules and regulations. But setting up lanes, getting that momentum started, these are basic rules and regulations to any type of organization when it comes to the trucking game, is actually creating lanes. When you can create a lane, you can create a paycheck, and you can create a driver for life. Whether he's an owner just logged onto your company, or you're a broker, when the broker has a great relationship with the truck driver. I got tons of relationship with brokers to where people turn around, man, brokers ain't, they ain't this. I was like, yeah, I felt the same way. But we finally got that communication going. We're pretty smooth. I'll tell you something real funny. One time a broker turned around and told me what he couldn't do and how he would just give me a lot of lip. Just so happened, I'm gonna say it was Coyote. I was down the street from this guy. So I turned around, I said, man, ain't you at so-and-so address? I said, where y'all located? He told me where he was at. I said, you know what? There's a Applebee's right next to you. He's like, yeah. I said, tell you what, man. I said, since I got a lot of time, let's go ahead and have breakfast. I mean, not breakfast, go ahead and have lunch. So we sit down, we can talk for a while, and we go over some of these lanes here that I'm trying to, get creative. This whole storyline changed. I was able to touch him that day, and this was one of the days I was really pissed. But anyway, I was trying to slick him about that office boy. He had me so high, I wanted to choke the fleas off his butt. But anyway, again, creating lanes. This is the way you get down. I know there's a lot of things I might have missed in it. I'm really looking for you guys to give me a lot of feedback on some of the things that we can actually add to the list and actually give an ABC all the way to Z for these new drivers that's coming out here. Brokers, pay attention. Dispatchers, pay attention. Because we talking real here. We ain't talking this you trying to get paid and walk away. I ain't heard you. Y'all need to stop. Get on board with us. Stop playing against us, because all you're going to do is get us to walk away from you. And I know it's pretty more fish in the sea, as you say. But keep playing the game. You're going to be asked out. But again, this is Champ coming at you live. And y'all keep it in the road. Be safe out there.